Mia and Lucas had been best friends since childhood. Through every heartbreak, every achievement, they stood by each other's side. Their bond was unbreakable, until the night Mia confessed something she'd been hiding for years. In the quiet of a moonlit park, she looked into Lucas' eyes and said, "I love you, Lucas. I always have." Lucas froze. He had always felt the same way, but his life was on a different path. He was about to leave for college, and Mia was staying behind. But he didn't want to hurt her. "I can't, Mia. You deserve someone who can be there for you, not someone who's leaving." Mia's heart shattered. But, for the sake of their friendship, she nodded. "I understand." But they made a promise that night, no matter what happens, we'll always be there for each other. They hugged, and that was the last time they saw each other for years. Time passed. Lucas moved to another city, and Mia stayed behind. They tried to keep in touch, texts, calls, and occasional visits. But with time, distance grew between them. Mia met someone. Ethan. He was kind, funny, and treated her with all the love Lucas never could. But deep down, Mia still held on to that first love. Lucas, too, had moved on. He had a girlfriend, a new life, and no longer kept in touch with Mia as often. The promise was buried under the weight of new lives and growing apart. But every time they spoke, it felt like they were drifting farther from the bond they once shared. Years later, Mia's phone rang one night, and her heart skipped a beat when she saw the name on the screen, Lucas. She picked it up, the familiar sound of his voice flooding her with emotions. "Mia, I need to see you." Confused and nervous, Mia agreed to meet him. She hadn't seen him in so long. He sounded different, his voice heavy, filled with something she couldn't quite place. When they met, Lucas was visibly broken. His once bright eyes were dull, and his smile was forced. "Mia, I've been living a lie." He explained how he had never truly been happy. He had married someone else, followed the path that was expected of him, but the only person he ever loved was Mia. But when he had the chance to tell her, he let her go. "I thought I was doing the right thing." Mia's heart ached with the words she never thought she'd hear. Lucas took a deep breath, his eyes welling with tears. "I can't go back, Mia. I can't fix what I've done." Mia reached out, but she couldn't touch him. He had chosen another life, and in that life, Mia was a distant memory. She had moved on, built a life with Ethan, who loved her deeply. But now, standing before Lucas, her heart was torn. She had waited for him once, but fate had moved them in different directions. "It's too late, Lucas," Mia whispered, her voice breaking. "We made a promise, but promises don't stop time. They don't change the paths we've taken." Lucas stared at her, his regret so raw it was almost suffocating. I should have never let you go. Mia stepped back, tears streaming down her face. You did, Lucas. And now, we're both left with the pieces of what we could have had. They stood in silence, the years of lost love and unspoken words between them. Mia turned away, knowing that sometimes, love wasn't enough.